Scorpio, welcome to your November 2019 Love and General reading. Okay, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers, anybody who is drawn to be here should be here, and there will be something for you, okay? Scorpio, Valley Bobs joins us. She's asleep on the bed, all curled up. Scorpio, I've been kind of looking forward to doing your reading because, well, it's your solar return, so happy birthday to you. We're not doing reversals today. Yeah, it's your solar return. Sorry, that card is really throwing me. We'll have a look in a minute. And also, I think Mercury is in your sign. Venus is in your sign. It's a lot to have all that in your sign. You had a new moon in your sign on the 28th. It's a big deal. Things are a bit, by God, they are a big deal for you. You've got 3 major arcana out of 4. Scorpio. And then your own card. 4 major arcana out of 5. Right, just deal the cards, Gemma. Come on. Wow. Wowzers. No, it's not that one. That one. Scorpio, something to tell me? This is a very interesting reading. You've got a lot. It's big. November's big for you. We also have Mercury Retrograde. You are definitely... God, I can't even say which way it's going to go. Well, not that oh, well, I'll tell you what's going to happen, but something very... big going on. Okay, focus, Gemma. Something's happened about love, okay, about karma, about a relationship. I'm not doing reversals today, but I'm noticing which ones were coming out like that, okay? I get the 2 of Cups. It came out in reverse. I don't want to do reversals, but I want to recognise that it's both, okay? 3 cards that came out reversed, and I'm not reading them entirely as reversed, but I'm reading them as pivots for what is going on in your life. We had the 2 of Cups in reverse, the Devil in reverse, and the 8 of Wands in reverse, okay? 8 of Wands in reverse for me is Mercury Retrograde, which we are in November from the 31st. From Halloween, and it's retrograde in your sign. Okay. The Devil is temptation, codependency, addiction. And as much as I would like to read that entirely in the reverse, it's not, it's both. It's like the 2 of Cups. You've got this amazing connection on the table, no shadow of a doubt. I can see that. And yet at the same time there are elements of this that are a little dark, and for some of you difficult, and for some of you non-communicative. For others of you, I'm even getting, and it's giving me an itchy ear, some sort of past life connection, which is not something that I dabble in very much, but I do notice it when it's around a reading, and it is around your reading. And you're a Scorpio, so that's not going to worry you. You know, Scorpios, sex, death, all of that stuff doesn't worry them in the same way that it spooks signs like me, Pisces, who kind of ignores it all. But some of you have chosen to be apart from a connection, and others of you, they have chosen to be apart from you, or you may even somehow be apart from each other. just a couple of you are involved with another Scorpio, or someone who has Scorpio rising, or they're on a cusp. Maybe the Scorpio Sagittarius cusp. God. Two of Cups, the potential. Venus in Cancer, the exchange of cups, the love card, the partnership, the soulmate, whatever you want to call it. But there is a karmic element to the relationship that is like the two sides of a coin. Scorpio is not one for taking a gamble normally. A Scorpio wants to know what they're getting themselves into usually. They're careful. Scorpios are careful until they fall in love like anyone else. And what I'm noticing, and I can't help notice it, and do you know what, I haven't noticed this before, is the dark cloud behind the Two of Cups. And I think that sums up your whole November reading actually at the moment. That there is a dark cloud behind your Two of Cups. And it's this. Now, in its very most basic sense, Scorpio, the devil, does represent human addiction. The thing that chains us, such as gambling, whether that's gambling on a person or gambling, in real gambling, food, codependency, or in shadow sides, you know, what drives our subconscious desires, the stuff that Freud got into ages ago and that people are always chipping away at now, your shadow side, what lies beneath, you know, that has something to do with this. This is not glitter and unicorns, this connection with this person. It obviously is very deep with the Two of Cups, but it's not pretty in some sense. And all these scorpionic energies, which are your energies, but that doesn't mean they're easy to deal with just because they're yours. These energies are going to feel like, okay, here's the metaphor we're going for, Scorpio. These energies are going to feel like a bunch of nightmare relatives turning up to stay at your house. They're family, so you can't turn them away. But at the same time, they're going to push you to some of your limits. They're going to push you. In the middle of your reading, I'm actually really pleased to see this in the middle of your reading. Here you are, the Death card. And this is the Morgan Greer Tarot. And I don't think I've used this for any other sign this month. And when I was just preparing to do your reading, I looked around me and I just thought, I glanced over, and I've got tons of tarot. I love tarot, I'm a collector. And I looked over and I just saw them and I thought, it has to be them. Has to be those ones, because frankly, Scorpio, and you know, one of my best friends is a Scorpio, my brother's a Scorpio. The thing I like about Scorpios is they can take the bad news, they can take the truth, because they deal in the Plutonic realm, you know, they deal in, I mean, it's Mars, it's Pluto, they deal in the dark, you know what, that nobody else wants to look at. So my Morgan Greer pack is my most visceral tarot pack. If I'm absolutely wanting to get to the bottom of things with no glitter and no, you know, no glittering the turd, I'm going for Morgan Greer, and that's what drew me to it for you. And it must have been right, because there's just so many majors. Okay, so at the moment we're dealing with just death and the devil, you know, death and the devil. Boom, big players, okay, big players in November. Expect to be triggered. Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't have to make this pretty for you. I'm laying it on the line, Scorpio. Expect to be triggered. Be triggered. You will be triggered. You will be triggered. Some of you deeply triggered, but it's very healthy in the end. There is a cycle that's been going on in your life which has needed to shift and has been waiting for this time to shift. By the way, there will be an extended reading for this, and the link will be in the description box and pinned in the comments section. The World card, the cycle, big cycle, not like little cycle, not, oh, I wonder what I'm doing for the next week or two, or, oh, I don't know if I fancy them. No, big cycle, life, your world, the whole thing, the deep shebang of all of the history of this connection. This could be about an ex. It doesn't even need to be about someone who's still in. This could be someone you haven't even spoken to in a year or something, you know, because there is a lack of communication going on. The Eight of Wands. Mercury retrograde, but this is what I find, and this is particularly something I find if you're a water sign, which you are, and Mercury's retrograde in a water sign, it will affect you. Now it's retrograde in your own sign, okay? So that brings some pretty weird stuff up. It coincidences, stuff you've been wanting to find out. You know, I've been doing readings for you for ages, but for the last 6 months I've noticed there's been an emphasis on secrecy, and there's been an emphasis on, I don't know, craving to know something. And I've been telling you for a while that the less you investigate and the less you ask and look, the more that it's going to just kind of almost find you. Now, that's what Mercury retrograde does, particularly when it's in your element, and particularly when it's in your sign. Mercury retrograde is going to be like a kind of heat-seeking device that is going to find truths about this connection and deliver them to you somehow. Now, God knows how. When it's Mercury retrograde, I find that means can be obscured. It's a bit like a message in a bottle. You know, it gets to you, but it doesn't get to you always in the most straightforward way. So be it. You know, so be it. I feel like you're ready for it, because that's why your card is here. If I'm doing a reading for someone and their own Major Arcana card turns up, thank God for that. It means that you're good for it. You can stand it. You can withstand it. You may even welcome it. Because I think, Scorpio, that you can feel that this is dynamically necessary, okay? Next to death and the devil and the world, the Wheel of Fortune. I told you, all the big destiny cards are at play. The Wheel of Fortune, again, it represents the fixed signs. You are one of the fixed signs. As you, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. The world is the same. Each one of these beasts represents one of the fixed signs. I'm not an astrologer, okay? I was saying this on my daily channel. And by the way, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, please, and hit that like button. I'm not an astrologer, but I do intuitively feel astrology, and I can tell you what I'm feeling for this. This world and the wheel are the same sort of card. They're a big wheeling cycle destiny card. Big style, okay? Major Arcana. They represent shifting the fixed signs. It's not easy to shift a fixed sign. You know that, you are one. It takes, let's imagine, okay, that there are 4 points and this wheel is moving through them. It's having to shift 4 fixed signs. Now, Scorpio, you may be involved with one of the other fixed signs or have them heavily in your chart or theirs. So Aquarius, Leo, Taurus. These truths and revelations are necessary. They are. We have the 6 of Cups to go with the 2. Yeah. Reminiscence, childhood sweethearts, exes, past, longing, the devil, the World, the Wheel of Fortune, the Death card. I mean, Scorpio, boom, it's all happening. You're ready for it. You're good for it. It's necessary. It's a game changer. Now, which way does it change the game? We will see, okay? It's hard to say. You've got the Wheel of Fortune for a start. You've got everything to play for, that's for sure. And the Hermit. And I feel like that's you. Of course, you could be dealing with a Virgo. But more importantly, this is your journey, okay? This is your journey. And like most journeys in life that are important and seismic and life-changing, you're on your own. Even if you're with this other person, and even if you're not and they're an ex, whatever, you're on your own. It's yours. There you go. There's you, the Hermit, with your staff and your light. And incidentally, the artwork on this for me is the best Hermit card you will ever find. It is so beautiful. Morgan Greer. These are 70s ones. I love them. Right, Scorpio, you are the cloaked hermit, okay? The hermit, who slightly separates themselves from the herd because it's necessary. It has to be done. It's time. This is such a bold and direct reading. Please do share this reading with other Scorpios, okay? I don't know how you would know to share it with other Scorpios, but if you do, share this reading. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Chuck Spezzano love cards for Scorpio. I don't know if I've ever done a reading this direct, actually, and this strong. Yeah, my God. Chuck Spezzano, there is a card called Pain. This is what's being brought up. A Course in Miracles, love brings up anything unlike itself to be healed. Here we are, a man and a woman carry a woman with a broken heart on a stretcher. How that plays out for some of you, if this is a third party, an ex. Yes, for others of you, you are both the woman on the stretcher and the one carrying her. You will know what I mean if that's you. Heartbreak. I told you this was heavy. Okay, that is the history. And then Come Hither, a very scorpionic card. You're very magnetically attractive during this time. Now, I find during your solar return that you are anyway. You would be anyway because you've got Venus in your sign, you've got the Sun in your sign, you've got Mercury in your sign, and you're a Scorpio anyway. That magnetism, I don't know whether you use it for good or bad, okay? It's available to you. I think that's what I need to say. If you're single, get out there, for God's sake, especially anything to do with Halloween or masked balls, you know, or anything that's dark and hidden. Get out there. God, Scorpio, please leave a comment about this as well. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at all the major arcanas. I'm going to look at the Two of Cups. I'm going to see if there's any advice, actually. Yeah, there's some advice for a start. Breathe. Just breathe. That's it. Simples. Actually, it's actually quite life-changing to breathe properly. I think you may notice that during this time you are shallow breathing. Especially if you're being triggered. How could you not be with this much major arcana on the table and this much destiny cards? Crumbs. Crumbs, Scorpio. I swear to God, none of the other 12 signs could have taken this reading, so it's a good thing that you got it, but it is yours. Yay! I love that. Healing with the Angels card, you get healing. It's kind of an aggressive form of healing. It's necessary. It's probably uncomfortable. and there's nowhere to hide, Scorpio, okay? I'm going to go to Vimeo and do your extended reading now. Then I'm going to have a nap after that. If you want to join me, the link is in the description box. I'll also pin it in the comments section. See you there. Namaste.